Welcome back, everyone. Now, we often talk about timeless or classic design, but what does that actually mean? Designer Suzanne Dimma joins us now to break it down and show us how to achieve it in our own spaces. So, Suzanne, you're joining us from your client's home where you recently designed something you describe as classic in style. What was your inspiration?
Well, our inspiration for this kitchen for my client was Athena Calderon's kitchen. She's a cookbook author that's pretty well known, and her kitchen hit the Pinterest boards a while ago, and everyone went bonkers over it. And my client did too, and she wanted to create that same kind of feeling in her kitchen. Now, before, just so you know how far this kitchen's evolved, her kitchen used to be at the front of the house. It was very small, it was pretty compact. It's a family of 3, and they had absolutely no storage, so it's really come a long way. And of course, we imbued it with lots of timeless elements, which is what her style is all about.
It looks stunning. Where do we start when we're planning a classic kitchen?
Okay, so obviously you have to start with planning the functionality of the kitchen, but in terms of the palette and the sort of style direction, I think the color white for the walls is a great starting point. So every wall in her entire house actually is painted Benjamin Moore's Cloud White CC40, and that's been my go-to white for almost 25 years, I'd say. I love this white because it's warm without being creamy, and it still gives you that sort of fresh palette that you want as your starting point. And white goes with absolutely everything.
I mean, if you've been using it for 25 years, that's a pretty good vote of confidence right there for Cloud White, so very good. Now, at what point do we veer away from white?
So I think one of the keys to good design is to think about setting up contrasts. Even in a monochromatic palette, there are contrasts. So I think the most classic contrasting palette is black and white, and that's what we've done here. So if you look at the cabinets, everything has been painted black. It's actually got a little bit of blue in it, so it takes on a different tone at different times of the day that I love. We did a shaker inspired cabinet here, so you see this face frame, that's part of the shaker style. So anything that's rooted in history, like shaker design, is probably going to become a classic. I just like the little extra layer of detail that it provides in framing each cabinet. Now if you come down here, we included in this kitchen a scullery through this paneled pocket door, and I think every kitchen needs to have a pantry or a scullery where you keep all the hardworking bits sort of out of sight. So here she's got her dishwasher drawers in here, her microwave, the coffee maker, and here we went very black. So the counters are black and the cabinetry up and down are both black. And then if you look through here, we added these industrial style windows sort of surrounding the space, and they're black. Now this is a big trend we've been seeing a lot in the world of design, but I think of it as a classic. It's really been there for a while now, so it's standing up, and I would call this industrial loft classic. So this is the kind of thing we've been seeing lofts in loft style forever. So there's different kinds of classics. There's modern classics, loft classics, traditional classics, and you can bring them together.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. It's gorgeous. Now, take me back to the countertops. Let's talk about the countertops if you want to remain timeless.
Absolutely. I think hands down, marble is definitely the go-to material for your countertops if you want something classic. I mean, there's a reason why marble has been showing up in kitchens forever. It basically goes back to the Greco-Roman era when you think about it. It's super durable and it has lots of organic warmth, and that's what we like about it. Now, this is an Italian marble called, and I'm going to mess up the pronunciation, but I'm going to try, is called Panazzo. We'll see if that's right. And what I like about it is it's still black and white, but it has this beautiful veining that's got this ochre tone to it, and that adds warmth to that black and white palette. So we did it on the island. We also did it over here on the periphery counter and up the backsplash, making sure that that pattern ran all the way up, and even on this chunky shelf that runs the full length of the kitchen, which is the perfect spot to display all kinds of beautiful accessories and really decorate your kitchen.
If that was my island, I would sleep on it. It's beautiful. It's so big. Talk to me, Suzanne, about it.
It's so smooth, I have to tell you.
It's so beautiful. How can we carry that classic style throughout the rest of the home?
Well, one thing is to think about your flooring. Like, you want to have some beautiful traditional flooring. We did herringbone flooring, which is rooted in Parisian classic style. I love that for the energy that it brings to a space. And then if you look through to the rest of the space, we've got paneling on the walls and applied molding. That gives you lots of texture. And I think the trick to nailing your paneling is to get the proportions correct. So this house doesn't have super high ceilings. It's only about 9 feet, I'd say. So we did extra long panels up above, sort of smaller ones down below, and that helps to make the walls seem higher.
Suzanne, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, the floors are to die for as well. You can find all of her tips and more on our website, cityline.tv.